if you're child free and you don't have $500 million in the bank right now, you're really just a brokey who accomplished nothing in life, and all that stuff that you can do without kids, I can do with kids, because your life is irrelevant. And on top of that, I have more material things than you, which means that I'm automatically better than you. So I don't have to explain myself to you about the fact that I have kids and you don't. The fact that you're child free is not a flex, even though it makes me put my head on a swivel and I'm damn near about to crash out every time I see you wake up in the morning at whatever time you want to, unless you have work or whatever. And by the way, you still work this little stupid ass 9 to 5 job, and it's not like you have bills or anything like the rest of us with children. So at the end of the day, you can't relate to anything. You're practically not even a real fucking adult. So I don't even know what you think this is that you're doing, but you are not better than me. And if you thought you were better than me, you need to think better, because you better be playing if you think that you're better than me, bitch.
Do not fall for the propaganda that if you're child free, you're supposed to be on top of the world, because there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing preventing you from being on top of the world. You should have the best education. You should have the best house. You should have the most financial success, whatever. Because God knows there's no type of other reasons that exist for why that may not be possible. Okay? Let me explain something to you. The fact that these same expectations are not given to people that are quite literally bringing life into this world says so much about how we think as a society about parenting. It says so much about what we think about the rights and happiness of children. And it says so much about the insecurity of a lot of these mentally underdeveloped parents that are out here spewing this nonsense, spewing this propaganda. And there are people without children that are probably buying into it and disseminating the same ideologies. But let me tell you something. The reason this is very telling is because if you believe that I, as a single person, not just single relationship-wise, but single as in I am my sole responsibility. If you believe that I have a bigger responsibility to be the best at everything and show up as the best of everything every single day, but yet you excuse parents who do the bare minimum in their own lives, and by default the lives of their children, something is wrong with you. Something is not clicking. I don't give a shit as a child-free person if I spend my entire life eating hot chips and watching fucking Netflix. Like, it doesn't matter. You know why? Because as long as I'm doing my duties as a citizen, I'm voting, I'm not committing crimes, I'm treating people with respect, like whatever, the most bare minimum, I can live my life doing the most bare minimum things, if that were my choice. It isn't, which is a part of the reason why I'm child-free. It isn't my goal to do nothing, but if I were to spend my child-free life doing nothing, that would be acceptable. But the fact that you guys give parents a pat on the back and a cookie simply for waking up, brushing their teeth, going to work, doing all the same things that I as a child-free person do, and somehow their contribution is considered more special because they chose to have unprotected, is beyond me. I don't owe the world greatness. Okay, I don't owe the world greatness because my womb is unaffected. I don't owe the world greatness because I didn't risk my life to bring a child into a world that is polluting the communities of people that would look like my child. I don't owe the world greatness because I chose not to bring a child into the world, or I have chosen thus far, at least. I have not chosen to bring a child into this world that could possibly be a daughter who will have a higher probability of being murdered by a family member or her husband or boyfriend. I don't owe the world greatness for not bringing children into a world that traumatized me and told me to get the fuck over it. I do not owe the world greatness. If anything, the parents owe the world greatness. If you bring life into this world, shouldn't you at least want to make sure that this is a better world? Shouldn't you at least be contributing more than anyone else? You literally have an investment in this world that cannot be taken back. So an irremovable investment in this lifetime. Okay, so don't allow these people that were miserable with kids, they're miserable during kids, they're miserable after kids. Don't let them convince you that you have a responsibility to contribute more than they do, simply because you enjoy not having children, simply because you enjoy being able to sleep as long as you want to, spending your money however you want to, how much or how little that is. Simply because you get to keep the same body that you've had most of your life or most of your adulthood. This so-called village, the same village that judges you for not having children, the same village that tries to look down on you and play on your character, fails to realize that a lot of people have kids for the sake of desirability. And what you may be asking, well, what do I mean by that? Do you know how many women have kids just to prove somebody will sleep with them? Specifically the women that have never really been viewed as attractive. Men too, but a lot of people aren't breaking the door down to date them. A lot of people aren't buying them flowers or taking them on dates, showing them off, whatever. And a lot of these people have children as trophies. They have them as trophies in some imaginary coochie competition to prove that they were desirable and chosen to procreate with, literally. And there are women who enjoyed being a mother during the blanket stage, but they don't know how to actually cultivate an environment that is safe and healthy and liberating for an adolescent, a teenager, or a young adult. The number of people that are opting out of talking to their parents because of stuff like this is growing. There are men out here who love bashing single mothers and claiming that single mothers are the scum of the earth, and yet they take no accountability or responsibility for creating single mothers in droves. They create single mothers in droves to the point where single motherhood is the expected norm, even for women that are married. They're having children under the expectation and possibility that they are going to be raising these children by themselves one day, even if they're married. So no, I don't owe the world greatness. I don't owe the world greatness simply because I don't have children. I don't owe the world anything, including children. I don't owe it to the world to have more wage laborers. I don't owe it to the world to have more people that the healthcare system will probably fail, with an unproportional amount of them being black. Young women and men, but young women especially, please do not fall for the propaganda. Please do not fall for this BS. Your aunties, your sisters, your cousins, whatever, looking you upside your head because you don't have a baby yet, they wish they were in your shoes a lot of the time. You see it in their lifestyles and their bitterness and their behavior and their countenance. You see it in a lot of different ways, whether they have material things or not. There is still a freedom that comes with being child-free. And that's another thing. I would hope if you're having kids, you have something to give them. I would hope you have a fucking house. I would hope you have a fucking car. I would hope that you have financial stability. That would be the natural order of things, right? That makes sense. As a single childless person, or a child-free person, I give myself quite enough. And if the day should come where I want more, I will get it. I will obtain it. It's that simple. But I'll be able to do it without lugging around a baby on my hip. I'll be able to do it without being tied to a man that I may or may not want anymore. I will be able to do it without bringing a child around the same family that failed me. So yeah, all of that. Some of you really need to think a little bit harder about the messages that you're sending out, because a lot of young women out here are going to buy into this propaganda that they are worthless and that they should just go ahead and have a baby because they have nothing else to contribute to this world. Do you know how bleak that is? Do you know how untrue that is? There's always something to contribute. And another thing that I would like to add is that the very village that claims the child-free people should be on top of the world don't even support that. Think about how many baby shower invitations you've received over the past few years. Baby shower invitations, wedding invitations, anything related to the possibility of baby marriage, baby carriage, all that, right? But how many graduation parties have you gone to? How many business openings have you celebrated? How many sobriety celebrations have you had? There are plenty of accomplishments being made by child-free people, but they are suffocated and left to their own devices because when you don't have children, you apparently don't matter. We are not given the same attention, especially I feel as women. Everybody surrounds these women while they're pregnant. All the celebration is happening, all this stuff, but you're not celebrating your child-free friends in the same ways. You're not celebrating your friends writing books. You're not celebrating your friends doing content creation. You're not celebrating your friends opening businesses and getting their first sales. You are not even celebrating your friends' birthdays. A lot of people aren't even getting so much as a fucking text message on their birthday, but you expect these same people to pop out a baby for you to bounce on your lap for 10 minutes and then say, all right, see you next year. Don't call me if you need anything, but I love you though. You did it. You made your contribution to the world. Get the fuck out of here.